All right, welcome back to the Connecticut Film and TV Conference. My name is Jason Coombs. I'm an actor, filmmaker, writer, and the executive director of the Bridgeport Film Fest. And I'm honored to be sitting here with Luke Simboli and Jake Metzger, two amazing filmmakers, writers, producers here with us at the conference. How are you guys doing?
Oh, doing great. It's so good to be here. I didn't spend so much time in Hartford. I'm from downstate in Fairfield County. We went. So I'm from Weston. It's a little.
So right here, close to
Bridgeport. Well, yeah, of course. I spent a good amount of time in Bridgeport. I've got a lot of friends there, and I'm hoping that we'll send our film to a festival. But that's a whole other thing. But I was just gonna say it's cool to be here in Hartford and East Hartford, and we walked around by the river today, and it's a nice day. It's beautiful. It's good to be here. A good one as well. So
yeah, it's good. And are you, my friend?
Yeah, I've had a great time interacting with filmmakers and producers and all sorts of directors of photography.
Yeah.
It's just so fun walking up to a random group of people and injecting yourself. Yeah. That's the magic of a conference like this.
It is. And luckily we have name tags, right? So let's just jump right into it. What is your approach to developing a new project? Is it like, do you guys sit down and like, okay, we're going to do a documentary about this, or we're going to do a narrative script about this? Or is it more like fluid?
oh man, I'm just gonna answer that by backing all the way up and saying that I met Jake in a parking lot last summer.
Oh,
A networking event similar to this.
wasn't Pokemon Go?
It was not Pokemon Go. It was a filmmaking networking event hosted by a rental company in Brooklyn called Lightbulb, and they're amazing people. They have given me great deals. I love them. Yeah, but I met Jake, and we wanted to collaborate. We wanted to work together, and since then it's been figuring it out. I wish I could say that we're older, more experienced, but we're not. We have to figure it out. We have to figure out how we work together. And I'm fortunate that despite me coming from not a film background, although I knew I wanted to do it, Jake has spent a lot of time on sets. I mean, this is a guy from Ohio, and then he went to Oklahoma, and he was on a lot of big pictures, and I want you to talk about it because I shouldn't talk about you.
I mean, I worked for a year in Oklahoma, and I wanted to be with a larger labor pool, with maybe more experience, and found New York to be the place. So AD department, PA, AD department.
Okay, your way up.
Yep, in New York for a couple years. But I've always maintained this dream of wanting to produce, make and produce films. And so Luke came to me with him and Dylan had gotten together and applied to this grant through AGBO, the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
It's like Italian American Filmmaker Forum. They got this grant, and that was you can kind of talk about the.
Yeah, sure. So I saw this grant come out through AGBO and through this organization they're partnered with called the ISDA. That's the Italian Sons and Daughters of America.
Yeah.
And they got tired of watching mafia movies. They wanted to.
Yeah, it's far different.
They wanted to fund Italian Americans to make stuff that showed them in a positive light. I get it. I'm happy about it. And to be able to make something for that, to be able to apply to get a little bit of money from them, and to get to kind of stretch my wings and write and direct it with my best friend from school, a blast. I knew right when I was applying, like, it needs to be historical.
Yeah.
It needs to be period. I already had locations in my mind. Brantford, Connecticut, where we shot, is filled with them. I have to completely thank the James Blackstone Memorial Library in Brantford. It's a beautiful 1890s. Go to the library. It's incredible.
Yeah.
All original, and they were really accommodating. And then the Shoreline Trolley Museum in Brantford as well, which I'm sure a lot of you in the audience have been to. That is one of the coolest places. And working with them was amazing. And they've supplied a lot of films that we recognized over the years. Like, they did Ragtime, which is amazing. And they most recently did Metropolis, Megalopolis. So they had a car down there in Atlanta where they were shooting. So it's like, wow, to be able as a nobody who hasn't made anything to go and work with these people who have, worked on some larger things and provided it's just a great experience. And having someone like Jake to work with who's been on these bigger sets, he won't brag about himself, but he worked on Fallout. He worked on the new Spike Lee movie.
Wow.
Like, he's worked on some really cool stuff, and I don't know anything, so I'm able to learn from someone like him, and that's cool.
And also of our other producer, Ohia, who's been my roommate and longtime collaborator as well, along with, dozens of others that.
I love that.
Yeah. So it's his story and our production knowledge, I think, is kind of.
And that one makes a good combo.
And it helps.
Yeah. So what's the biggest challenge facing when you're bringing a project to life with
I mean, for something small like this, it's always going to be money. And I'm lucky to have, good friends who we're producing with, and we all said, well, we have a bit from the grant.
Yeah.
Can we, shake out a hat and match it exactly? Can we do a little fundraising? You know, can we do some other stuff to make it work? And then it became asking the really good crew who we'd met around Connecticut, we met around New York.
Yeah.
Okay, will you work on this for free? We worked on your projects. Will you work on ours?
Yeah.
And next thing you know, you're talking to a crazy Russian cinematographer. I shouldn't call him crazy; he's a lovely guy.
Yeah.
And you're
Very talented.
and you're extremely talented. And you're asking him, "Hey, do you want to work on our film?" He goes, "You can't afford me." He goes, "So I'll do it for free." Amazing. He goes, "But you have to pay our camera team, and that's all right because they're all amazing." So I would say the hardest part was that because I like to arc into folks. That comes easy to me, but I don't have the technical knowledge to tell these people if they're doing their job right or wrong. And if it was good enough, why would I need to?
Yeah.
So I think it's putting trust in other people because you bring enough people together, things do break down.
Yeah.
And how do you as the leader, whether you're a producer, whether you're a director, step in and say, hey, what can we do to make this work?
Right.
It's hard if you don't know. So I would say the biggest learning curve is the learning curve. It's not knowing.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything you want to add, Jake?
Oh yeah, I mean, we've never dealt with anything of this budget in my time of making movies, and so seeing the budget breakdown, developing that as you are like getting quotes and whatnot is a lot of logistical stuff that was a lot of learning, and then we didn't. It's not like you always execute perfectly on the day. Yeah, and it's really
Oh, we had a tropical storm in Connecticut while we were filming. A lot of our lav mics didn't really work because we were right next to the airport. That was smart of me. So, and these sorts of things, yeah, it was a challenge, but it's, you kind of work through it. And despite us, blowing a fuse in our neighbor's house where we were shooting an old house that they had sold that week and saying, you're going to have to replace the whole electrical system. It's going to be $30,000. We found an electrician to come in that day who just fixed it. So you get a bit lucky as well. I don't know, because that would have ruined me for a long time.
So right now we're just seeing a lot of remakes and a lot of like sequels and in Hollywood, right? So what role do you think independent films, like the ones that you all are doing, play in the future of this industry, given the dominance of those big budget kind of films?
Oh man, I mean, I can't speak for Jake, but I don't know how I would turn down an offer to make a sequel or a third or fourth or fifth, whatever.
Yeah.
I want to make movies, but I think that independent films, especially independent grant programs like this,
Yeah.
they're seeking out things that haven't been talked about. I mean, for me, I looked at what did one last year and I said, okay, this is a movie about the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire. It's written by a woman. It's about Italian women. It's in Italian language. You're not seeing stuff like that being made.
Yeah.
And then I'm thinking, well, how can I not do something similar, but how can I provide my own take on it?
Of course.
And honestly, a little bit of inspiration for this film. I don't speak Italian. Half the film's in Italian. I watched a film, can't remember the name of it, in London that was in Yiddish. I talked to the filmmaker. He goes, oh, I don't speak Hebrew. I don't speak Yiddish.
Yeah.
We just had someone on set who did. I just got someone to translate it. And it worked. It looked real. So if you think you can do something in another language, you probably can do it.
Yeah.
And I think that if you're working on a larger scale, then you're only really going to feel that you can if you come from that background, if you speak the language, you do these things. The experimentality of independent filmmaking, I mean, it's just pure creativity. You're not beholden to anyone.
Yeah. Can we talk a little bit about New York International?
Absolutely, yeah. No, of course. I play on an amateur soccer team.
In New York City. Okay.
Yeah. So I play on this amateur soccer team in New York City. We're in the oldest soccer league in the country. It's about 100 years old. It's called the Cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
And I play in this international club. We have 50, 60 nationalities represented.
Wow.
And it's a lot of very, very funny folks. And we play all over the city and against other kind of national teams. We'll play against, we've got the Albanians this week, and that's the whole the Japanese people. And ours is international, which I think is a bit special.
That's fun.
And it started with me because we have two teams. So it started me on the second team. I'd go to the first team games, I'd photograph, but I was like, I should start making a video about this. There's some funny characters. So next I'm pulling aside, the Irish captain, and I'm asking him about, oh, well, what was it like growing up in Ireland? He's like, well, I went to a Gaelic speaking school. I'm like, you went to Gaelic? How did that work? How did you go to college? How did you get to New York? And he goes, oh, well, if you study Gaelic, if you speak it, they help you out. They give you more advances to get into the universities there because we want to preserve our language. I've never met an Irish person in my life before then. And suddenly there's this weird man from Cork telling me about his language. And it's beautiful. So I want to try and capture that and try and make it into a little documentary. I've been filming it for 2 years now, but it's only slowly moving on.
Yeah. Well, that can really take a long time to do it. Yeah. And how did you get them to trust you? How did you get this young Gaelic maid to trust
Oh, I mean, it's obviously it's when you're playing with them. You know what I mean? It's if I were playing with these guys, they wouldn't trust me. It's like, you put in the hard work, you're sweating with them, you're making them laugh at their jokes. I like mocking his accent to him. That's a big part of it. A lot of accents play around the game. He is my age, which is at 25, and we'll call him a 45-year-old. That's it's the reality of it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that. We're coming close to the end of our interview. He goes by so quick. I can't.
Absolutely.
But I want to know, what advice can you guys give really quickly, each of you, to an up and coming filmmaker who's maybe going to pick up the camera for the first time, or maybe they just wrote their first script and they're like, what do I do with this?
Oh man, it. I can only give the advice that I would give. It wouldn't necessarily be what someone else would, and it wouldn't necessarily be correct. But what I would say is just find good people to work with.
Yes.
Because I don't know camera, I don't know technology, and you find a good cinematographer, you find a good producer, you find an amazing script supervisor. There are roles that you won't even know about if you don't work with a camera.
Yeah.
You find good people to work with, you start there,
Yeah.
and you workshop your concept, and you bring it to life.
Love that. Jake?
I mean, I'm the pretty classic one. Just do it now. Like, yeah, like whatever your thing is, whatever your film is, whatever your passion is, like just do it now and then like kind of figure it out later.
Yeah.
I don't know, because so much of what we did was diving headfirst into something, and not to a degree that it's like unsafe.
No, of course.
And maintain, you know,
We have I think every project you do, you're going to learn from it, right?
yeah,
Where you get better.
yeah.
So why not just do
And you're gonna have some. You're going to have regrets.
Is that?
Accept it and push on.
Yeah, I love that. All right, so please plug you have Instagram, you have websites. Give a quick plug on the camera before we go.
Yeah, okay, so now we'll look at that camera.
Yep.
Yeah, it's my Instagram is Slim Bowlings. It's a play on my last name, SLIM.BOLI. And then we also have an Instagram for our film, which is Salvation is Within You. Check it out. Jake, you want to share yours?
I'm Jake_Metzger. I got lucky enough to get that JAKE_METZGER.
And then one more thing I'll say really quick is the film has been submitted to the final round of this Russo Brothers competition. It's going against 4 other films. I wish I could ask you to vote, but unfortunately it's in the hands of the people who run the competition. We'll know on December 2nd if it wins or not, and I hope it does.
And then we'll be going into a festival circuit after that, hopefully.
And I hope to show it to the people in the Alliance as well. It's short, so come and you won't be wasting your time, I hope.
I hope you'll see you in Bridgeport.
Yeah, I would love that. I would really love that.
Awesome. Thank you, John. It was so great meeting you guys. Thank you so much.
Meet you, Jason.
Yeah, thank you.